the top corner of the net. That is a superb strike to win the game for Leeds United. This huge, huge fixture, and Leeds have come through right at the end. Left side of the penalty area, curls across into the middle, and it's put away by Junior Firpo, who's there again and rises above everybody else. Into the penalty area for Solomon to cut it back from the byline. It's in! It's gone in! Manor Solomon's cross completely deceives the goalkeeper. Firpo now in the penalty area, still in the penalty area. Backs come down for Tanaka. Oh! What a finish from Ao Tanaka! It's a quality goal from Leeds United. Tanaka into the penalty area. Peru held up by Solomon, has it? Leeds will. Lovely finish from Dante. It's there! Tanaka!
Hello, welcome to Matchday Live here on LUTV, the final game of the season, and the league title is up for grabs over at Plymouth. All the build-up to come before our live coverage of the game begins, and we're joined by Michael Bridges and Simon Grayson for this one, who's got back from Nepal just in time for all the celebrations. We've had plenty of celebrations to this point, haven't we? Yes, congratulations, Simon. Just tell our viewers what you've been doing out there and what you won.
Yeah, look, went out there to manage a franchise team. So you have the tournament, 7-team tournament, then you have the playoff situation, and we won the league, got unbeaten, and then got to the final of the playoffs and won the final last Saturday 2-1. So mission accomplished. Great experience.
Well done.
Flew back home on Wednesday morning, and just nice to be back home. Brought the sunshine with me, obviously, and last few days has been acclimatising back to fish and chips, proper English breakfast, and roast beef and Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire tea
and a Yorkshire tea this morning.
So the only thing he didn't conquer in Nepal was Everest. He
yes,
cleaned everything
didn't
else
manage
up.
to do that, but that means you've got to go back. Just to do that,
yeah,
Simon.
they want me to go back, seeing as I've won the tournament for next year, but I'll see where that happens.
Do you know what? Congratulations.
Thank you.
And more celebrations here today, hopefully, as well, because it does feel, Bridgie, like this team really do deserve the 100 points in the trophy lift today, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, incredible to think what happened last season. Going to Wembley, missing out, and then having the mindset to go again this season and just be up. I mean, the football we've played has been absolutely beautiful. In an attacking sense, you know, it's exciting. Defensively, when they've needed to, they've shown the steel and determination that's needed that. And I just think that the players should be massively credited with everything they've achieved, and they've got to go and get this title and got to go and get this record point.
I think that's a big thing as well, is that from the disappointment of last summer, for the manager and the majority of this group of players to come back in first day of pre-season, you could have that hanging over you. I've done that as a player, lost in 2 playoff finals, and you've gone back in and as a manager next year and you're thinking, right, we've got to go again. But if you've got the positive attitude and the mental strength that Daniel has and his group has, then you go again, and full credit that they've stormed the division.
And I think that showed the quality last game, knowing that you're already promoted, but going out and putting on a performance when the pressure, you talk about the pressure being off, but still the lads wanting to get that, you know, you want to have a medal, you want a team to go up as champions. So I think they're all set, the mindset's ready, they're down there and they're looking nice and relaxed there.
Yeah, completely. And I think, you know, for the games that we've seen them, Simon, where there has been a lot of pressure on them, particularly towards the back end of this season, it's been so impressive how they've seemed to almost play with more freedom. Do you think part of that is because Daniel Farke came out and said, I believe in this team, I believe we're going to be playing Premier League football? Yeah,
look, I think Daniel deserves a huge amount of credit, not just setting up the team tactically, but how he's dealt with them emotionally as well, and the positivity that he creates. And the big thing was that when they were going through that little spell where results didn't go well for the club, he came out and was positive. I says that we're going to get to the Premier League, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and the players came through that, and all of a sudden you've seen the other teams falling by the wayside, Sheffield United obviously, and just gone from strength to strength. And the results, I've been waking up in Nepal and going, wow, 4-0 against Bristol City who are in the playoffs. It's an unbelievable result, and all the other ones before that.
Well, look, Simon, as a fellow coach, as someone who knows what it's like to win tournaments and lift trophies, how will Daniel Farke be feeling right now?
He'll be just on cloud nine still. I don't know how much sleep he'll have had through pure excitement. The party atmosphere will have probably been with many other people, because I think as a coach you're physically, mentally drained after a lot of the games and situations. But he should be so proud of what he's done, because of the expectancy level that's at this football club, the city, and also the outside noise that comes with people not wanting us to get promoted, talking about how we're falling away, leagues are falling apart. He's dealt with it remarkably well, and a huge amount of credit to him.
Yeah, he said that a lot, hasn't he? That the pressure that comes with managing a club like Leeds United means that there is a lot of external noise. But from a player's point of view as well, Bridgie, we've seen their celebrations these last few weeks, and we've also yes, we've been loving it. But we've also seen their commitment on the pitch as well. How will they be feeling heading into this game against Plymouth?
Yeah, objectives, like what Simon said there. You know, the manager would have set the targets and the objectives for the season. The boys have gone and done that. It was all about promotion. Like I say, now the mindset goes, you want to achieve, you want to be champions. Now that's up to them to go and do it. And I think now we've seen them handle the pressure situation. The blip came at the right time, I believe. For us, we're able to galvanise and get over it and go again. And we've looked so strong. So I can just see them going, the players with the freedom and knowing that the pressure is off, the style of football that they know that what they've done all season. It's going to be easy to go out there and just, I'm trying to get tactically. What I'm saying is they know what they've been doing and playing all season. So to go out there, Danny wouldn't have done analysis this week on Plymouth, I don't think. He'd just say, lads, they've got to worry about us, go and play a game with freedom. Yeah,
well, just very quickly, because we are going to get the thoughts of our captain, Ethan Ampadu, very shortly. But Simon, this does feel like a great opportunity against this Plymouth side, because they're all but relegated, aren't they? So, yeah, tactically, he's probably saying copy and paste, do more of the same.
Yeah, and I'll disagree with Bridgie there. I think Daniel will do all his pre-match work that he's been doing, your video stuff, your preparation, because that's how professional coaches are. Even when you've got a title that close, you still maintain the same work ethic. Because if you slip down a little bit, players will take advantage of that, and maybe they slip down a little bit, and you maybe not get the just rewards like today. There's a big carrot at the end of the game today, is that trophy that's going to be in the cabinet come whatever time they get back tonight, and the medals that players will look back in 5, 10, 15, 30 years when they finish a careers and going, remember that season and the band of brothers that we had, the family that we're all created together. So winning a title is a huge feather in your cap.
It's making me excited.
You excited?
Right. Yeah,
normally you're
just
nervous.
a little bit. No, I'm just excited today. Right, let's get the thoughts of our captain, Ethan Ampadu.
Well, Ethan, last game, still one job to do. Would that be right?
No, of course. That was my message after we achieved the first target. We enjoyed it. We knew that we had a second job to do, which is, like you say, the opportunity to it now. So it's one we're trying to relish.
Plymouth is absolutely full of Leeds United supporters. They've come for a celebration. You've got to give them that celebration now, I guess, haven't you?
Yeah, no, you could see little bits on social media. We always know that the fans will back us no matter how far they've got to travel, no matter what time. So it was nice to see the few pictures and videos last night. But like you said, it'll only be worthwhile if we can celebrate all together after.
What do you expect Plymouth's approach to be, given their situation? I mean, technically, they could stay up if they can win this one.
Yeah, but I think it's a game of football. They're honest professionals as well. No matter what if there was nothing right on the game, I'm sure they'd give everything to try and win the game. Like you say, it's their last home game. They'll want to go out. They'll want to go out on a high. As you know, like they're true professionals. They'll want to work hard for that. They picked up some decent results as well. So we know it's going to be a tough game, but one that we're confident in because we back ourselves going into every game.
Ethan Ampadu there saying that we back ourselves to win every game, and so they should, particularly after the performances that we've seen recently. And that performance that we saw on Monday, I mean, it's easy to forget amongst all of the celebrations, isn't it, Bridgie, just what an incredible performance that was.
Yeah, and like you say, to set the standards against a team that were like just 4 positions below you. It was almost like they were divisions apart, and I love what Ethan's saying there. He's a leader, the experience that he's brought, the leadership qualities he has shown this season and last season. I've just been super impressed with him on the field and off the field. And I think he's galvanised a lot of these players and kept this group together and done, I mean, Daniel Farke and his team do so much work behind the scenes, as Simon has alluded to. But this guy there, you can just see what he's all about. I mean, that is inspirational.
Well, I think when you've got a captain like him, he does your job for you at times. When things are going well, he maybe puts a little bit of a block on it, keeps everybody level-headed. And when everybody down, he probably galvanises them. And there'll be, 3 or 4 other players I think we put into that category that will be the main leaders in the dressing room. But the armband of him and Rodon, I think, has been exceptional all season as well, are the big characters that are there for the rest of the players when they need them, both good and bad times.
Yeah, he is a great leader, isn't he? It was really funny though, Bridgie. Did you see when they were waiting to do the celebrations and he was saying to his fellow teammates, wait, and they just didn't quite have the patience. They were like, no, we're going for it now, Captain, we're going for it. It was brilliant.
Do it.
But the consistency as well that they've managed to maintain can't be overlooked either, can it, Bridgie?
No, I think that's been the key to it, the consistency of high-level football. And like you say, the consistency of results, the games are coming thick and fast in the Championship, but to keep going and keep wanting to go. And I go back to halfway through the season, I said that this culture had a healthy culture. And when these players were missing out, they were taking their opportunities when they're coming off the bench to make an impact. And I think that's huge. When you know what it's like when you've got players like are not grumbling behind the scenes when they're not getting picked, and they want to show you as a gaffer, well, I'm ready to play and get the goals.
I think we talked about this, all of us, over the course of the season, that the team doesn't get any weaker to a certain degree when make 3 or 4 changes, midfield changes, or the 2 wide areas were probably the 2 key areas that kept on changing. But it didn't make the team any weaker, and they go and win still 3-4-0. And the group has been exceptional, and to keep going, and if they can get that 100 point mark, will be a big tick. And the number of goals and the goal difference is just unbelievable in a tough division, by the way. This isn't an easy division where Leeds are like the standout team on paper. There's lots of top teams in this division, and we've blown them away. Yeah,
it's gritty and we love it, but we're happy to be out of it as well. Let's have a look at one of those standout players in Tanaka, because it was great to see him get on the score sheet, wasn't it, on Monday? But him as a player, as a person, you and I have seen him kind of interacting, haven't we, with his teammates? Yeah. There's just a real joy and an innocence to him that is so, you can't help but soak it up, can you?
The work ethic that he gives is what Leeds United DNA in the history is born and bred for. You work hard for this team, you put your tackles in, but the quality this man possesses well on the ball, the quality of that finish, and he plays with a smile on his face, Emma. There's nothing better than seeing a man that has embraced this football club and playing football like that. It's just a joy to watch, and I'm delighted for him that the amount of travelling he's had to do for his national team, it hasn't affected or impacted his performance for Leeds United, and he well justified his decision to get in the EFL team this season. And
I remember him coming in on for his debut in the last 20 minutes of a game, and he never made a pass go astray, and you're thinking, wow, this is a game where we're 2-0 up. Can he do it on a more regular basis? And wow, he certainly has done. He's got everything in his game. He reads the game so well. He's passing, now goal scoring as well.
And I think he's one for the Premier League as well. You know, he talked about big turnover. Like some players can make that step up, and some will. He is definitely one of the players that I can see kicking on next season.
Another player, we can see that Willie Nanto goal here, who has had a huge impact, hasn't he? Every time we've seen him come on, every time we've seen him play, I think I'm guilty of forgetting how young he is, 21 years of age. And he does, doesn't he, Sam? He makes an impact every time you see him.
Well, the thing about him, I'll give credit to him, is that he was probably a main starter last year, and then all of a sudden he's found himself a little bit on the periphery this year. That sort of Dan James and Solomon have been the 2 probably number 1 and 2 picks for Daniel in wide left, wide right. But fair play to him, he's kept his head down, he's worked hard, he's made an impact when he's come off the bench with assists and goals. And he's just all got a smile on his face. Yeah. He loves his football. He reminds me of Max Gradle when I had Max here as well. He just loved a smile on his face and playing football. And it's that togetherness and that band of brothers that will be remembered for a long time.
And players that Simon's talking about there, waiting for their opportunity. Ramazani, first saw him when he came, we're like, wow, we've got a special player here. Again, the season has just kind of drifted by for him. But man, he's still come on and made impacts. And in this game, I mean, the 2 goals that he got, and the celebrations we saw him, if you want to have a party, you go out with Ramazani, because he can dance and he can celebrate, and just another great character for the dressing room. I mean, that touch and that finish, absolutely superb.
And that was by his own admission as well. He said, you know, if anyone wants cheering up, they come to me, and you can see why, can't you? But also, we had Dan James in the studio with us, Simon, ahead of the last game, and he was saying that this season, a lot of the team and the squad have been going out together socially, dining together and spending time together. How much of an impact does that have, do you think, when they're out there on the pitch, that they've made those relationships?
Huge amount, that the team spirit and togetherness, that it is there, that if you're in trouble, somebody will help you out, dig you out. If you make a forward run, somebody will run back and take your position. That togetherness, it plays a huge part. I think any successful team has to have a really good team spirit and togetherness, and I found that in teams I've played in, and Bridgie certainly has. This team has got friendships on and off the pitch that will do anything for each other. They like each other, I'm sure they respect each other, but they want to celebrate together. And look,
is it fall out in training and things like that, and in games and what you do? It's been that, having that accountability and the criticism, but not to take it over as a personal thing. You're all trying to better each other for the team. And again, I come back to the Daniel Farker situation where you were talking about Willie Nonto. Fallout didn't want to be here. He handled that situation so well to handle Willie and
It's almost forgotten about that now, isn't it? He's handled that
so
well.
He's won the fans back over, he's won the manager and the staff back over these performances, but he had to be told, listen, you know, no person is bigger than this team. That is the mantra of this football club.
Well, look, with just over 15 minutes to go until the final game of the Championship season, let's head over to Plymouth and catch up with our commentary team this afternoon, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Well, here we are in the sunshine at Home Park. It's really warm. We're looking forward to an important day, the final day of the season for Leeds United, and a title, hopefully, to be won with a team that shows one change.
Yes, Sam Byram comes in for the injured Junior Firpo, but it's a great day. It really is. The weather's tremendous. The pitch looks good, but this is all about getting that title done and dusted. I think the boys really deserve it, but they've got to go out there and earn the right and then win the game. So I think they can.
Do you think it's important they do that?
Yes. Listen, the job is done in the sense of we have got promotion. That's always the number one aim. But as a player, you know, you want that medal. You've worked so hard. It's 45 games, one game to go. It's in your hands. Get out there and enjoy it. So, no, I think it's really important for the players.
We have to mention Plymouth is just full of Leeds United fans, isn't it? We arrived yesterday, the place was full of them then. There's thousands come down for this game. They'll be in the ground, they'll be out the ground. They've come for that as well, haven't they? The title celebration, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you remember looking back, you know, following the team or playing, it's those moments when you do achieve something, and it's about, you know, silverware. And I was there on that particular day, and we've heard so many stories throughout the last couple of days of that. And let's give them another one. So, yeah, the players and the fans, they're all expectant.
So Plymouth Argyle, pretty much relegated. I mean, they're not going to turn it around today, but how will they approach this game in their circumstances?
I think it's difficult for them. You know, I really do. I think we start quickly. The last few games that we played, I think the tempo we played at and that sort of ability to knock it and move it really quickly, it's put teams on the back foot, and I don't see anything different here. And Plymouth, they're as good as down, simple as that. They're going to find it difficult, no doubt. But you want to, of course, always perform, but it is top against bottom. It's that for a reason. Go out there and show why.
They do have good results here against the good teams in the division.
Okay, they haven't played us. No, right. It's as simple as that. You know, wherever we go, we should be confident enough to say, okay, we're going to go there and do the job. I'm sure the players feel that. They're not going to be denied. I can see it in their eyes, Bryn. Don't worry, Bryn. We're all good. I'm looking forward to the game.
There you go. Tony's done the job again. Perfect pep talk. Full coverage to come shortly.
Yeah. Cheers, Bryn and Tony. Lots of excitement over in Plymouth and lots of excitement over here in Leeds as well, because this
we're very excited.
We're all very excited, but we've had a sneak peek at the enhancement and redevelopment that's going to be taking place here at Elland Road to increase capacity to 56,000. Now, these plans look absolutely incredible, and we know this is going to be a long-term thing, Bridget. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's a real statement, this, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, there's been grumblings and, you know, we've heard things and reports over the last couple of seasons. Is it going to be done? Well, this is the blueprint at the moment that we're seeing. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now, what excites me, as much as the stadium, when you're having a look at it here, getting developed to take us, you know, Elland Road is loud anyway, but to go again, it's shown that the vision of the future of this football club, it's not a short-term gain. This is going to be a long-term project for the long-term survival of this football club, and I think it's beautiful.
Well, I spoke to Peter Lowry probably 3-4 months ago, and he was telling me about the plans of what he wanted to do, because he's heavily involved with it all. He says, but the one big thing that we want to do is to keep the atmosphere and the history of this football club. And you look at the plans there, it isn't going to be stadiums miles away from the playing surface, where some clubs lose the volume and the noise. Exactly, which is a massive part of this football club and other clubs as well. And when you look at the plans of it now, it's quite exciting to be here. And
right.
You never know what studio we might get. We might get a bigger one in the future.
I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bank on it, Simon.
That's so put our feet up and just rock it.
But you're right, it does still have that look and feel of Elland Road, doesn't it?
It's got to do.
Yeah, which it's a heritage thing, isn't it? We want that. But it's exciting. And all of these, I mean, it almost feels too good to be true, all this, doesn't it? We're headed to the Premier League, we're revamping our stadium. But at what point, Bridgie, do you start thinking about the Premier League? If you are the players, are you looking ahead now, thinking, oh, we could be playing...
Got to.
But obviously they've got this game today.
Yeah.
But does the mind focus ahead of even that and start looking ahead?
As soon as you're promoted, I've done it with Sunderland 3 times and I'm thinking straight away. So there's 2 ways you can look at it. Half glass full, half glass empty. You're going to go to the Premier League. Am I going to get my opportunity? I want to be the mainstay and I want to play in the Premier League. And then there's other times you see the signings that are coming in with the Premier League money and they're going, I might not be playing next season. So it's interesting to see. There's that. It's, you know, you've got there and will you get the opportunity? Then they'll look at the
bonuses for the end of the season and what money they're on next year. Going, oh yeah, well I'll take that anyway.
Yeah.
Some clubs like Ipswich, you know, they've been given the opportunity. Some of them players have gone from Division 1 through the Championship to the Premier League.
Incredible,
They're living the dream, but see what they've gone. There's other clubs that you've seen teams go up, and the teams that have taken you up, you've seen one player the following season play in the Premier League. So the mindset is there. The lads have achieved their objectives, and if you've got any kind of mindset to go further again, the Premier League's where you want to be.
I think for me next year, it's important that the club stay up. Obviously, that's a big thing. Yeah. But the 3 teams that went up last year have come down with a whimper. They've gone down before they've even got promoted. We as a football club have to make sure that we're not going to go through that. I get the expectancy will be that we're going to qualify for Europe, etc., from a lot of people, but it is making sure that it is a sustainable Premier League club for years and years to come. We don't want to be back to where we were a few years ago, where we got promoted and relegated again. So I think it's an opportunity where we've got the owners that certainly got the money, the backings there, to really try and establish ourselves going forward and making sure that when this new stadium is up and running, we're still a proper Premier League club.
Yes, I like that. Well, look, let's hear from the manager then as Daniel Farke prepares for the final game of the season, and he's determined to finish with some silverware.
Of course, we want to finish as strong as possible. The main job is done. We are promoted back to the Premier League, and no one can take this away. We have already made sure that we've played the best season in terms of points, goals, goal difference in the history of this club. We had a fantastic last home game, final home game, where everyone was celebrating. Also, great connection between the team, the whole staff, all our club people and our supporters. Great unity, a great day, but it would be, of course, the icing on the cake if you have also some silverware for the open bus tour, because it's always better when you have something in your hands. Otherwise, you don't know what to do with your hands. Put it in the pocket or whatever. It's always better to lift some silverware, and it's also pretty useful because you can also drink something out of it. So, of course, would be great also to crown ourselves. I have to say, Burnley is also playing a fantastic season. 97 points. Both teams is mental. They would also definitely deserve after their season to win the league, but so do we, and we have played a fantastic season. We know that if we win at least as many points as Burnley in the final home game, due to the fact that we have the better goal difference, we would crown ourselves as champions. But difficult task is waiting. Plymouth had a great last game. Sadly, the turnaround came a bit too late. I'm not sure if it's really beneficial for us, because if the pressure is away, I'm also quite sure they will try to also take a good momentum into their new season and want to be there with a good buy in front of their home fans. So I expect a difficult game for us. But of course, if we have the chance, and we will have the chance, and of course we want to crown ourselves also with the title.
Bridgie, do you know what I love about Daniel Farke?
Everything.
Many things, yeah. But we've got promoted, and he is still there in his press conference, being as pragmatic as ever, isn't he?
Simon just said he's professional. He's got to see out the season the way he is. He
just doesn't let himself get ahead of himself, does he?
He did have a beer the other night, and he was nice and relaxed after the promotion party. That was nice, because he earned that.
I don't know if you saw it, Simon, but he actually said to Bryn and Tony on the LUTV coverage, he was like, I just want a beer, and then another beer, and then another beer, and then champagne. Was that you when you won your tournament?
I went the other way around. I went champagne and then beer.
I love it. Yeah. Well, look, Ilya Gruev was part of last season's squad who suffered that Wembley heartache. So he's been making sure he enjoyed the celebrations this week, and he's been reflecting on it all with LUTV.
Just overall, looking at the end of the season, such an emotional roller coaster. You finished it with 5 wins, several clean sheets. You know, it's such a reward for all the hard work that you guys have put in that.
Yes, for sure. The pressure was really, really big on us after the 3 draws, and then to do it with 5 wins in a row in this part of the season where every game is so difficult. Yeah, you can say only big congrats, and this was an amazing job from the whole group, from the whole team, because as I said, it was a lot of pressure on us. It's a heavy shirt, which is good, but it's still a heavy shirt, and I would say that you can feel the relief after everything. Yeah, and now you can fully enjoy this.
Was there anything you'd put your finger on as the key reason why in those last few weeks you've just clicked?
No, because I would say we did everything like we used to do it. Also in this, where we had 3 draws in a row, we stick to our processes. We try to stay calm, and I think this is really important. And when you have a season with 46 games, there is going to be a period where you have maybe 3 draws or you lose some games. This is normal. The important thing is then to stay calm and to do what you do the whole year, and I think you can see the results. As
you've said a few times, it's been tough for you guys. You know, grueling, long season. There's only one hurdle to go. How special would it be to, 100 points is such an achievement, and it means a trophy, it means the medals. How important is that to you? It is important to us, really important, because of course you want to win the trophy. It's a big thing. You want to feel the silverware, and 100 points would be unbelievable. So we are going full for it, and yeah, we want to achieve this goal. In terms of the fixture itself, Plymouth are desperate to try and spoil your party. What's the key to victory? To stay concentrated, to be sharp from the first minute. Of course, at the moment we have a lot of confidence. But I think to be spot on and to be concentrated and also aggressive against.
It is that moment for the final time this season. Michael Bridges, score prediction.
I'm going, if it's the last one this season, the way we've performed, I'm going 6-0 win.
Well, it's not unreasonable, that, based on what we've seen recently.
No pressure. Are
you going 7-0, Simon?
No, I'm going more realistic, 3-0.
3-0. Either 6-0 or 3-0. We'll take either of them. It means that we are lifting that trophy.
Scrappy 1-0. There's me as a coach.
Yeah.
He's a fan and the coach.
I just want to see something like that behind, see the lads lifting a trophy.
Well, fingers crossed we will get that by the end of the game. Look, it is time to hand you over to your commentary team for the final game of the Championship season over in Plymouth. Bryn Law and Tony Dorigo.
Here we are at Home Park, the 46th fixture of what has been a fabulous season for Leeds United. But as the players emerge into bright sunshine and a huge roar here, Leeds United still have one task, one ambition that they want to achieve before this season finally reaches its ultimate conclusion. And that is to come out on top in this game. And that will mean that Leeds United are not only promoted, but Leeds United are also the champions. And so this group of players want to round off this wonderful season with the ultimate ceremony, that of lifting the trophy in front of a travelling army of fans, and a away end which is completely packed and is bright yellow predominantly, is also supplemented, I suspect, by little pockets of Leeds United allegiance all around this Home Park stadium. I can tell you that the